It was the DJ and me on guitar and vocals, and that was it. We're complete opposites. I'm Team Christina all the way. That is the one song I will not allow. Hanson.
Yeah, I have a Hanson tattoo.
Hanson.
Yes.
It gave me the willies. Okay, a band you hated for no reason.
Ooh, Metallica.
Try to keep up,
Hey guys, philzeroyt here, and I am joined by...
Ashlena! What's going on, guys?
Yeah, this is our kind of episode 2, I guess.
Yeah, I know. It's just, I think the first one went so well and we got such great feedback and everyone was super excited about it. I'm like, we kind of have to do this again. Maybe we should just make a podcast, turn these into little podcast episodes.
Yeah, it's funny. We just kind of did that on a whim for fun. And
just random.
Yeah, and a lot of people seem to like it.
Yeah, which is great. I'm glad they did, because if they didn't, I'd be like, well, that was fine.
Yeah,
we'll just talk randomly on the phone next time instead of filming it.
You like this format we're doing? I think it's pretty good, right?
I think it's chill. I think it's not stressful. It's not rehearsed. It's just comfortable. You know, it's just a chat between friends who've never met in person.
Yeah, just hanging out, and we've got a few talking points, and I think that's enough.
I think it works.
Yeah.
I think it works. Yeah. I love the sticker, by the way.
Thank you. Did you put it on your suitcase?
I haven't yet, because it's still like in the depths of hell in my locker downstairs. But as soon as I'm heading to Mexico in July, as soon as that baby comes upstairs, philzeroyt sticker is getting slapped on it.
Nice. What are you going to Mexico for?
So it's my mom's birthday, and she has never been to Mexico, which is shocking because I've been too many times.
Yeah.
So we're doing a ginormous family trip. There's about 15 of us going, and people are coming from England to meet us there, and just lots of family popping into Mexico for a week. So it shall be interesting.
Nice. Where are you going?
So we're going to, what's great? I wish I could remember the exact resort, but I have no idea because I've never been. But it's basically Cancun, which I've been to many times.
Yeah.
But I don't think I've ever been to the resort. I think it's like a Bahia Principe something. I don't know. I don't go for the resort. I go for the food.
Yeah. We go to Mexico so much. And every time we get back here, you're looking around at your food options, and I'm just like, oh, I wish I was back in Mexico.
It's just so Canadian.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's go. Okay, I'm going to ask the first one because I think it's fun. What band or artist totally changed your taste in music? So I kind of want to hear what you listened to growing up versus how you got into your, I guess, emo pop punk phase.
This is a tough one because I've always had a pretty wide taste in music, I guess. Growing up as a punk rock kid, that was kind of the first music that I really fell in love with. I was singing on cruise ships, and I was singing in choirs. So I was kind of always all over the place in terms of music taste. It was always changing. But rock was always just kind of my home.
That's so cute. I love that. Yeah.
And growing up, my dad was always listening to the Eagles and the Beatles and stuff like that. So that's kind of what I was born into, I guess.
Yeah. No, I get that.
Recently, the artists that kind of made me open my mind more, I guess, Central C and Carol G.
I love Central C. I love, UK rap is my thing.
Yeah, for those who don't know, Central C is a UK rapper.
The man them too inconsiderate, 5-star hotel smoking cigarette. I'm not in a mood, cause my flight delayed. So I jumped on a private jet and I'm asking a pilot the ETA.
And Carol G is a reggaeton singer.
Lovely, love her.
They're huge right now.
Huge.
Yeah. It's funny because with UK grime or drill or UK rap, whatever you want to call
whatever you call it.
Yeah. I was always kind of like, yeah, it's all right. It's fine.
It's fine.
And same with reggaeton, because that's what my wife listens to.
Yeah.
So I was always kind of like, all these songs sound the same.
They kind of
And
do though, because they all use the same
yeah,
like music bass line and all the like you could hear like 100 different versions of 100 different songs with the same beat. And you're just like, is this the same song?
exactly. And that's with UK rap as well,
Yeah.
right? Like the cadence or the rap flow.
Yes, it's
Like
pretty
it
similar.
always lands on the one beat. So it's
Yes.
always the same. When I heard more of Central C and Carol G, I was like, huh, I actually kind of like this. Of course, in my nerdy musician brain, I was like, what is it about these songs, right?
Hmm.
They're sticking to the same formula
Yeah.
as everyone else, but what is it about these artists?
Yeah. I don't know what it
And
is about Central
yeah.
C. He's great though.
I'm sure a big part of it is that, the record label money pushing them
Oh,
forward.
sure.
And like Carol G is very pretty, and
Yes, she is.
Central C has he kind of has that interesting mixed look.
Yes.
Because what is he? He's like half Chinese and half something else.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
I know he's a mixed kid like me, but we're all different.
Yeah. So he has a very unique look.
Yeah,
So that might be part of it. It probably is. But
probably.
at the end of the day, the music still has to strike a chord with millions of people for them to
Exactly.
be where they are, right?
Yeah. No, I think he's fantastic. I can't remember what the EP was called, but it was with Dave and Central C.
Yeah.
And that was like the first time I really listened to like his music. And I was like, yo, this is gangster. Like, and I'm not,
Sprinter.
yeah, Sprinter.
Yeah.
Bro,
That
that
was
was
the
my
song.
jam. That's my jam.
Fuck it, I'm rich, let's do it. Take a look at these diamonds, wrong as a life for squinting, can't just stare.
And so
Yeah.
I listened to that EP driving up to like a cottage, and it was like a 2 hour drive. And I'm driving alone. So you'd think I'd listen to things I already know, things I like. And I just listened to that EP like on repeat, just on repeat. And I was
Yeah.
like, this is amazing. Even for an EP, this is like pretty epic. But that's how I got into Central C. So I feel you. He's
Yeah.
great.
So it was because of that EP that got me listening to other UK rappers.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I can see the why people listen to this.
Yeah. It's good though. It's good to be eclectic. You can't just stick with one genre all the time. Otherwise, it's just like everyone that's coming out that's new starts sounding the same. And you're like, oh, I
Yeah.
just need something different. And then I think people still get surprised when I'm like, I listen to everything. And they're like, no, you don't. I'm like, no, 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 I do.
Yeah.
I just don't present it on my channel as much because people know me for doing rock reactions.
Right.
But I'm like,
Yeah.
guys, I love pop music. I love dance music. I love EDM. I love country. I love rap. I love hip hop. I love it all. It's just,
Yeah.
it really depends on the artist if they keep me around and they're still like putting out good stuff. I'm not just going to listen to anything.
Yeah, I think we're kind of like in the same boat there.
Yeah.
Right? Like kind of rock is where our home is, but
Yes.
we listen to everything, right?
We like to branch out,
Yeah.
leave no
What a-
door unclosed.
What about you? What about which artists changed your taste in music?
Yeah, not shocking. I grew up as a pop girl. I was a boy band loving pop girl. Pop music was everything to me. Like NSYNC was my favorite pop band. I loved Hanson. Like I was going to like 98 Degrees concerts. Like I loved that stuff. And I just
Sorry, real quick. Were you
Yeah.
Team Backstreet Boys or Team
no,
NSYNC?
Teen NSYNC always.
Oh,
I know. I'm sorry.
no.
It's people are gonna hate me for it, but it's okay. I was, you know what? If I said I was Team NSYNC before all the drama of them breaking up, people probably been like, okay, that's your choice. Now it's a whole controversy. But no,
Is it? What's the controversy? I was always
Well-
Team Backstreet Boys.
see, the thing is, my sister was Team Backstreet Boys and I was Team NSYNC, so there was always friction. But I think once Justin left NSYNC and went solo, it was fine because he was good. And then there was the drama with Britney, and then everyone just started hating Justin Timberlake. So it's like, how can you like NSYNC? And I'm like, I like NSYNC. Never said I like Justin. I don't know them personally, you guys. I just preferred NSYNC's music. But don't get me wrong, I love a lot of Backstreet Boys music. I love a lot of their songs. But I've never seen them live. They were just not for me.
Yeah, I saw Backstreet Boys once. I've
Yeah.
never seen NSYNC.
They were great
Yeah.
when they were. But yeah.
Also, Team Christina or Team Britney?
Ooh, Team Britney, 100%.
Oh, we're complete opposites. I'm
How?
Team Christina all
How?
the way.
How?
I just well, it's kind of like a musician thing, but I've always
Sure.
had a soft spot for singers who belt.
Got it.
And
Same. I
yeah.
do too. I
Yeah,
just
Christina
don't.
belts a lot.
She builds too much. For
That's the best
Yeah.
part.
Is it though? Because at times I'm just like, please just sing the fucking song, girl, and just stop over singing it. But no, the reason I'm Team Britney is like I loved Britney as soon as she came out, and I have a special thing with Britney Spears because my best friend who I went to elementary school with, she ended up moving to Saskatchewan for like years. And then when she finally came back, it was like our love of Britney brought us back together. And then we started going to all her shows together, became best friends again. And it was just like now we have like Britney, that Britney kept us, going. It was like
Yeah.
it was a thing. So no, I can't. I always
Team
will pick
Britney all the way.
even if Britney's not in her right mind right now. I'm
Yeah.
still Team Britney.
Those just seem to pop out of nowhere. It just seems like every few months she'll just pop up on Instagram doing something weird.
Spinny.
Yeah.
I love it. I'm like, you do you, girl. Liked. But yeah, I was a pop girl. And then I don't know, my mom always had like a really good CD collection. And then she would tell me, don't listen to that. Don't listen to that. So when she'd leave the house, I'm like, I'm going to listen to that. And I started listening to like Aerosmith. And Aerosmith was like, it just turned into my love. It was like the Get a Grip album. And I would just have to play it and then run back in a room and put it in the exact same spot she had it in. And I just became obsessed with like that kind of rock music. But it was the vocals. It was Steven Tyler vocals that got me because I was obsessed with his voice. I was listening to a lot of her music, a lot of Bryan Adams, a lot of Tom Cochrane, and all the good Canadian things.
Yeah. Bryan Adams.
Bryan Adams, love him.
Bryan Adams was my favorite.
Right?
I listened to
good.
him so much growing up.
Same. He was amazing.
Canadian Sting.
Yes, 100%. And he's still doing very well for himself.
He is.
Yeah, he's going on tour right now, I think, actually.
Oh, he's still touring?
Yeah. I know he's coming to Toronto. I'm not sure if he's going your way, but my mom's already pinged me about it.
Is he from Toronto or Vancouver?
Oof, I'm not sure.
For some reason, I want to think he's Vancouver.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm getting that mixed up with Bublé because Bublé's here.
Yes, he is. I'm not sure, to be fair. I just know he's Canadian and I love him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember one random day I was at a friend's house and he was like, oh, what do you listen to? And I'm like, oh, you're one of these guys. I'm like, here are the bands I love. And he's like, you got to listen to the Used. And it's funny, I have the Used sitting there. And I'm like, the Used. I'm like, ugh, okay, sure. And he introduced me to them. And my whole like mind frame just went out the window of what I thought good music was. And I fell in love with Bert's voice. And it was just, I got into like my pop punk phase and I just started going down that rabbit hole of all these bands. And so I feel like the Used is the one who kind of changed my mind because I was like, I would never listen to this kind of stuff, like this screamy nonsense. Like it was just not me. And that kind of led me into going into like other bands who like started screaming. And now look at me, I'm Spirit Box's biggest fan.
Yeah. Well, they're touring. They just announced a tour with Papa Roach, right?
They did. Yeah. I'm stoked.
Their Canadian tour. So they're coming to all the cities.
I know, you should go. I already got my tickets. I'm ready. I'm ready.
I actually just heard about it today.
Okay. As soon as it popped up, I was like, bye.
Yeah.
Like, I have to go. And I love Papa Roach and I love the Used and Sleep Theory's opening and I love Sleep Theory. So I feel like it's like triple threat band. It's going to be a good show.
I haven't heard Sleep Theory.
I think you should check them out.
Yeah.
They're pretty good. I reacted to them a couple times and I only did it because I was going to see The Plot in You. They were opening for Beartooth. And Sleep Theory and Invent Animate were opening. And I was like, I don't know who these bands are. So I'm going to react to like their albums before I go see their show. I fell in love with both bands. Yeah. And I was like, this is the best show I've ever been to in my life. I have 4 like great acts. This is epic. And they're so good live too.
Okay. Yeah. I'll check them out.
Yeah.
I
know you have a long list.
Yeah. I haven't heard Sleep Theory or Sleep Token.
Oh man, the Sleep Token journey, like once you start, you're not going to do any other artists. So just be prepared, especially if you fall in love with them. If you don't like them, that's a different story.
Right.
But my journey was amazing and I went to see them live and I was just mind blown. Like they're so talented, but their music is so good. I don't know how I feel about this new album coming out, but I'm not going to get into it because I'll wait for it to be released and hear it. But I think it's just a little different than the last three albums, but I
Had
highly
three
recommend that
albums?
too.
Okay, I'm
Yeah, they
so
got three
behind on
albums.
new
Well, they have a
music.
couple EPs, they have three full albums, and now they're coming out with their fourth full album.
See, I'm always like, I'm kind of stuck in this loop where there's so much music I want to check out, but
So much.
I've got this like distant idea of being able to do videos on every single one.
I
And I
know.
know that's never going to happen. There's
Yeah.
not enough time in the world, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just like holding on to that idea.
I know. I've gotten to a point where I'm like, guys, I'm not even saving this song that's coming out for a reaction. I just want to hear it for myself.
Yeah.
But the big things like I know that I have subscribers waiting for, I hold off. But I'm like, I can't wait like a week. I have to like record all the like on Friday, I'm recording like 5 videos just so I don't get the surprise on Instagram of what that song sounds like because
Right.
social media ruins everything.
How do you choose the videos? Like, how do you choose the order of, because I'm sure you have a list as well.
Yeah, my list is ridiculous because it's mostly just recommendations from subscribers, and then obviously I have patron requests and things like that. But it really just comes down to what I think interests me. Obviously, I react to bands that I know and love and want to know what they're up to and what they're doing. If it's new stuff, it's really just someone that's most likely a patron or a subscriber who's actually been harassing me long enough to like
Yeah.
repeatedly tell me the same thing. You're gonna love this. You're gonna love this. You're gonna love this. I'm like, fine,
Yeah.
I'll do it. But the one thing that's been really helpful is I've been going live every Saturday on Twitch. And I just ask everyone to send an email of a request, and I just spin a wheel and I randomly just spend 2.5 hours chatting and filming. And then I just take those reactions and throw them up on YouTube. So it gives me like 5 videos a week, which is nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a lot of editing though.
Yeah.
A lot.
That's what I get stuck on, just
Yeah.
the editing and time to actually.
Yeah.
I know we're completely going off of our talking
That's
points,
totally
but
fine.
who cares? Do you have like kind of a process when you sit down and film, or do you just hit record and go?
I just hit record and go. I don't really plan anything. I just know what I'm recording. Like I'll
Right.
have my video populated and be like, okay, I work like besides the award Tuesdays and the morning Wednesdays, for everything else, it's like, okay, I'm reacting to this song by this artist. I have no idea who they are. And I don't like to, look into them first. I
Right.
just like to
Yeah,
hear the
same.
music, see if I like it, what I like about it, what I don't like about it. And then I'll dig into who they are, where they're from, kind of dig into the lyrics a little bit more if I really, really like it. But yeah, it's not, I think if I had a process, I would probably screw it up. I would probably be like, okay, now I have to talk about this. I just like it to be natural and just fun. And, if I don't like something, people know. Like I just released my video to Meatloaf.
Yeah.
And I only know one song from Meatloaf. And so I reacted to the song they have with Cher. And I was like, this is not my vibe. Like,
Yeah.
is this, good for you? And then the amount of comments I got, like, you don't know anything. This is the best band in the world. I'm like, is it? Am I missing something? But like, it's just comes with the territory. It's my second time hearing a song from this band. I don't know the background story. I don't really know who the hell Meatloaf is. I've heard of them, but I've never heard their music. So I don't know if it's supposed to be funny, if it's supposed to be serious. Like, how would someone hearing this song for the first time understand that? And so it's just, the way it goes, but it's fun.
That's something I've been thinking about a lot because
Yeah.
I don't know, I kind of like painted myself into a corner. So, because a lot
Why?
of people ask me, they're like, why don't you upload more? Why don't you upload more? And it's like, I want to,
Of
but
course.
I think the kind of format that I started out with, I think I'm kind of stuck with that now. And it's funny because I was talking to the Rock and Beer guys in Mexico.
Yes. Yeah, that was
And
awesome.
yeah, and they were like, they were like, yeah, your videos, it almost looks like a magic trick, right?
Oh,
Because I'm kind of reacting and analyzing at the same time.
true. It's a lot.
Yeah, and I think that's why I can't do it all the time.
Takes a lot out of you.
First, it's like, okay, after work, if I'm just drained
Yeah.
and, I don't have the energy for it and I have to be feeling good to be able to,
Of course.
have some energy on camera.
Yeah.
And I have to have like mental capacity left over to be able
True.
to focus on the song. And it's like, okay, how can I explain this?
Yeah.
And I know it doesn't look like it. And, we're just talking about making videos here. But
Yeah.
sometimes after the videos, I'm just like
Done.
mentally exhausted. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I can see that because you do a video a week.
Yeah, I
And
try to.
you
Yeah.
try to. And everybody, I see your comments all the time because I watch all your videos and everyone's like, post more content. It's just like, guys, and like sometimes people are telling me to post more content. I'm like, I post a video every day for God's sakes. Like I can't. Like there's no way. And there are times during the week where I'm like, you know what? I'm not in the mood. I honestly just want to listen to songs I love and lay in bed and do nothing because I'm exhausted or depending on what's going on in my life or my work life, there's times where I just can't record. And then I'm subjected to doing 2 videos a week no matter what for Aurora in the morning. And I look forward to those. But everything else, I'm like, I'm not in the mood.
Yeah, I'm trying to rearrange some life schedule things to get
Yeah,
to 2 videos a week. I was like, I'll start with two. I'll
of
try and get
course.
to two
Start
and
small.
see how that goes. And
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. And like never, just don't make the promise, promise the one and then surprise with the two. You know what I mean? That way it's not expected every week to have two.
right.
Just be like, hey, I'm back. We're
Yeah,
expecting this.
yeah.
That way
So
it's not something you have
that's
to keep doing.
yeah, that's kind of like the unwritten plan. It's like,
Yeah.
you need to have that goal, or at least I need to have that goal of like one a week.
Yes.
If I'm able to do more, then more will
Great.
just show up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just do what you can. Don't overwork yourself. Otherwise, it's not fun anymore.
Yeah. Okay, I've got a question for you.
Okay.
Has a reaction video ever emotionally blindsided you? Harder than you expected.
Yep. And you probably know the answer to this one. When Paulina did Breathe, I had to edit that video down significantly for YouTube because I was a blubbering mess. I posted the full thing on Patreon as I do because I give them my raw reactions, but I was like, there's no way I'm posting this on the internet. Like I can't post this on YouTube. It was just to the point where I like couldn't see out of my eyes. I was just like, what is happening? Like this is so, and it was just really the emotional aspect of what she was singing. And then I'm a Cancer, so when I see someone cry, I cry even harder. And so it was just a disaster. But yeah, I expected to cry because everyone was like, oh, bring tissues to this video. And I was like, oh, she's probably going to be a little teary-eyed. I'm going to be like, oh, this is so sweet, like so sad, blah, blah, blah. No, I emotionally broke down and literally finished filming and just went to my husband and cried in his arms because I was a mess. So yeah, that was very unexpected.
That song hit you harder than you expected.
It hit me so hard. And it's not like I've never heard the song before. Like I've heard
Right.
it before. It was just seeing it live and I just watching her perform it, knowing she was sick, knowing she was like giving it her all and seeing her break down, I was like, and then that song means a lot to me just from personal experiences. I just lost my shit.
It's the same all the time.
And I just said, I don't know how anyone could even, can't even watch it again. Like I can't, I can't do it. And I watched the full video again on a live stream and I was like, guys, I'm gonna listen, but I can't look at Paulina cry again. I will lose my mind. But yeah, that was a shock. I think that's the hardest I've ever cried in a video.
Yeah, those songs will get you.
Yeah.
That's like Breathe and Black Holes hit
Yes.
me too, but
Yeah.
that was kind of expected,
Oh
I
yeah.
guess, because just what everyone was telling me about it.
Yeah. Everyone kind of gave you the warning, no pun intended.
Yeah.
Well, maybe pun intended. But I didn't expect it to hit me that hard. But I know it hit you a little bit, but I'm curious if there was another one that kind of gave you that, emotionally blindsided experience?
I think it is another song by The Warning, but for different reasons, I guess.
Yeah.
Choke by The Warning. That just caught me off guard, like in a different way.
It's cold, but this is where I'll say, comfortably pain.
And a big part of it is just me being dumb and not knowing their full capabilities yet. Because
Sure.
I think I was still relatively new to
Yeah.
The Warning when I did that video. But that song, I think, was like the turning point that made me realize The Warning is very good at knowing how to evoke like a deeper emotion just through their composition, like
Yeah.
before you even get to lyrics or story. Yeah, like in Choke, that second verse is actually one of the best sections I've heard like ever. And
Oh,
I
what a
stand
compliment.
by that 100%.
Yeah, you should.
I will die on that hill.
Good. No, honestly, Choke is, I listen to it a lot because shockingly, it's my daughter's favorite song from them, which boggles my mind because she obviously has no idea what they're saying.
Right.
But yeah, no, it's one of those songs. And for me, when I hear music for the first time, especially when I heard Choke for the first time, I listen to vocals and then I listen to lyrics and then I listen to music. So it's probably in the wrong order, but that's just how my brain works. When I heard Choke for the first time, I was so impressed. When I started listening to it more and more, I was like, what the hell is this? Like, this is magic. Like, who writes like this? Like, not only lyrically, but like the song itself, if you strip the lyrics out, you strip the vocals out, it is phenomenal. It's a phenomenal piece of art, this song. It's crazy.
That verse too, just the way they wrote it is
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah.
How going into verse two with like the sound is so dense and
Yeah.
dark and it feels like you're drowning.
It literally feels like you're drowning. Yeah.
And then verse two hits and everything just releases
Yes.
with all this
It's like you're popping out of the
bass.
water.
Yeah.
Drifting out in trust, slipping down my throat into my lungs.
There's no way that was intentional, right?
I don't, maybe. How will we know?
After we talked about that, I just realized what the lyrics are. Like,
Yeah.
it's about drowning.
Yes, it is. It is about drowning. But the music is literally drowning.
It gives that effect.
It
right?
does. It does. And then when the second verse kind of comes in, it's kind of like this release of like,
This
don't know.
gasp of air.
yeah, exactly. Now we're going to have to listen to it.
There's no way that was all a coincidence, right?
I highly doubt it. They are way too smart to not think of that.
I actually didn't even think about that until now.
There you go. Now you're going to listen to it in a whole new light.
I know.
I'm telling you, I think it's a gift to be able to listen to music, hearing vocals first, knowing, oh, they're talented. Then reading the lyrics, you're like, oh, these are good. And then you hear the music and you're like, oh, this is amazing. And then you stick all of those three together as a listening purpose and you're like, what the fuck? And you just kind of take it all in that way. It's nice to piece things apart, but that's just how my brain works. Like I'm
Yeah.
not forcing myself to do it. It's just, I don't really hear lyrics. I could be reading them, like reading along, and I'm like, okay. But then it just I piece it all together, and I'm like, Choke is one of those songs where I was like, huh? Like the song is so good. Like you could make it instrumental, and it would feel just the same.
Yeah. Wow, I'm actually kind of blown away by this right now.
It's now going to be your ultimate favorite song ever.
Yeah, I'm going to have to listen to that after
I don't
right
blame
away.
you. Yeah, I'll do the same.
Because it's funny because every time something like this comes up with their music, I never know whether that was their intention, like
Yeah.
when they wrote it. But the thing is, it's like this question comes up so much that there's no way it's a coincidence every time, right? Just statistically, that's very unlikely.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like we need to interview them and ask the hard questions that no one's asking.
Yeah.
I have a list. I have a list of questions for them. Oh, this is a good one since we're both Canadian. If you could only listen to Canadian bands for a year, what bands would you choose? And I didn't pick a number. You could pick like one, you can pick two. Who are your top Canadian bands, basically?
Does Sum 41 still count?
100%. 100%.
They just disbanded in case
That
anyone
doesn't
doesn't
matter.
know.
They're
Yeah.
still, their music is still there. It's still listenable. It still counts.
Sum 41, Billy Talent, Alexis on Fire, 3 Days Grace, Spirit Box. Who else is there?
I love
Simple
like
Plan,
Simple Plan. Yeah, Simple
Michael
Plan.
Bublé,
I could
Bryan
live with
Adams.
I could probably live without that band, but I like them.
Yeah.
I loved them. I like they were one of my favorite bands growing up. But yeah, I love like Big Wreck. I love Our Lady Peace. I love God, there's so many like Canadian bands I love. Obviously, I love Alexisonfire, City and Color. But yeah, there's a lot of good Canadian bands out there.
Yeah, there's some artists that I want to check out more of.
Yeah,
Like Freeze the Fall for one.
for sure. Yeah, you should.
Yeah. I'm having trouble finding Canadian artists in like non-rock genres.
It's
Of
hard.
course, yeah, not counting like Bieber, Drake,
Of
Weekend,
course.
Mendez.
Yeah, the
Do
big
you know
ones.
any?
Non-rock Canadian
There
bands.
aren't many to choose from.
Honestly, I really wouldn't know one. I can't even think of one besides like the big names. But that's good. Maybe we can like tag this video like non-rock Canadian artists.
Yeah,
Reach
does
out to
anyone
us.
know any?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good idea.
I listened to Lights a lot back
Oh,
then.
I love her.
Yeah,
She has new music out right now.
does she?
Yeah, she
I know
does.
she did the thing. I mean, she did the thing with Dead Mouse a
She
while
did.
back. That was
Yeah.
like the last I heard from her.
Yeah, no, she's still releasing stuff. I think she just dropped an album or it's coming out soon, I believe. I
Okay.
just follow her on Instagram, but I haven't actually listened to her music in a while.
I saw her. She was at the Blink concert here.
Hmm.
Yeah. Because she lives here now. She was from Toronto, but she moved
Yeah.
to Vancouver.
Yeah, I ran into her once at like a Much Music Awards after party. And I just like I saw the red because she had red hair at the time, like long red hair, and I just saw her and she looked at me and I was like, I love you. And we took a selfie together. She was so sweet. Yeah, she's a good one. She's a
Yeah,
good time.
it's funny because Vancouver's really like
Yeah.
dense, right? Everything's
Yeah.
really close together. So like you see kind of the Vancouver celebrities, I guess. You see
Yeah.
them all over the place.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
I've seen her a few times at like Tim Hortons and stuff.
Yeah.
So Canadian.
I run into a lot of bands at concerts in Toronto because for some reason they're just on the lawns of the Bud Stage in summer. And I'm like, oh, hey, how's it going? You like this band too? Another band that I think you might like is USS. Have you ever heard of USS? So they're
No.
called Ubiquitous Synergy Seeker. It's basically an acoustic guitar guy and a DJ, and they are chef's kiss. Like they are amazing. They did disband, but they are just right now doing like I don't know if I could call it like a revival tour or something, but I don't know if they're coming back together or this is just a one-off tour. But yeah, they're coming back and their music is it's kind of like alternative rock, but it's very remixy. It's very
Okay.
like
That
DJ remixy. It's so fun.
I got infinite ammunition coming out the yin yang.
that sounds interesting.
It's a good time. I'd listen to it on your own time. You don't need to
Yeah.
react to it.
Because I actually was kind of playing around with a project like that for a while. I mean,
Yeah.
this was a long time ago, but
Yeah.
it was the DJ and me on guitar and vocals, and that
Yep.
was it.
There's a scene round here, we can't afford the fear. The pedals floored, redlining to another light year. It all comes down to glory and the future stories. If you understand, try to keep up if you can. Try to keep up if you
That's exactly what it is. And it's
Oh, that's cool.
they killed it. Like their albums did so well. They didn't really break out of Canada, which is not shocking as a Canadian band, but they did well for themselves. Then went on to do like their own solo stuff. The DJ actually did some stuff with Adam from 3 Days Grace when Adam left 3 Days Grace. So
But in the end, it doesn't even
yeah, now they're back. So you can check them out. They're technically semi-rock, but
Yeah.
Throwing a little dance music here and there.
No, I actually really like that stuff.
Same.
I think it's because especially when it works, because a lot of the time, like when artists try genre mashing, a lot of the times it
I
doesn't
know.
work, which is fine. They're experimenting and stuff.
Yes.
But when it works, it like really
It really
works.
works. I think, like personally speaking, they really work and they're amazing live. So that was like a plus too. They're very entertaining, especially when you only have a DJ on stage and a guy with a guitar who has to stay at a mic stand.
Right.
They're so entertaining. Like they've done like Edge Fests and things like that back in the day.
That sounds cool.
But yeah, they're fun. You should check them out. Hopefully they stick around and not
Yeah.
disband again. First album you ever bought. Mine's hilarious.
First album, I bought two at the same time. It was both Blink albums,
Nice.
Enema of the State and Take Off Your Pants and Jacket.
Nice.
Like one of my friends had Enema of the State and I kept borrowing it. And finally I saved up enough allowance
Aw.
to buy it on my own
Good for you.
and Take Off Your Pants and Jacket at the same time. My mom wasn't sure what the Enema of the State CD was, but
I think our parents were all a little scared when we started listening to Blink 182.
I'm like, it's a band. It's a band.
It's fine.
What were yours?
My first album I bought, when I tell people this, they laugh. It was Mark Morrison's Return of the Mac.
Okay.
I don't know what it was, but that song was my vibe. And I was like, I need to own this. I need to have this piece of art in my life. My mom was like, just buy it, whatever. She was much happier buying me my like R&B albums than she was when I got into like Silverchair. So she's like, I don't know what happened to you. Now you're listening to depressing rock music. And I'm like, yes. And I'm happier for it.
When'd you get your first tattoo?
Oh God.
What did mom think?
I don't think I told her right away. I think I told her after the fact, and I was like, oh, because my first tattoo is a Hanson tattoo, by the way.
Hanson.
Yeah, I have a Hanson
Bob
tattoo.
Hanson.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Uh-huh. So I was with my husband at the time. This was like 20 years ago. And I was like, I want to get their album cover tattooed on me. And he's like, you're going to regret this. I'm like, am I? Because it's not like I'm getting Hanson tattooed on me. I'm just getting a pair of headphones. So regardless if they suck later, they're still headphones. It's not a big deal. And so I got it done and my mom was like, that's nice. I'm like, thanks. Because my mom has a tattoo as well. She doesn't like to talk about it. But because she has one and she regrets it, she can't say anything. So it's kind of nice that she
Right.
can't say anything.
Yeah.
I'm like, so what about your tattoo? And now that I have like a full sleeve and multiple tattoos everywhere, she's like, are you done? I'm like, no. I like random tattoos. They're fun.
Was it visible, your first one?
No, so I have it on my leg, like on the bottom of my leg. So yeah, if I'm wearing shorts or if I'm wearing like bathing suits, if we're on vacation, it's a huge tattoo. It's like this big. But it never really bothered anybody. I think my family's pretty like do whatever you want. What about you? Because you got a lot of tattoos.
Yeah, so my very first one, it was visible right away. It was on my
Oh, okay.
I don't know how I came up with this scheme, but basically I told my mom it was fake. And it'll come off in a few months.
Stop.
And
It's like one of those stickers.
yeah, it's one of those henna tattoos or
I love it.
And then after a few months passed,
Still
it didn't
there.
come off. A few more months passed, and then she
Yeah.
was like, "That's not coming off, is it?" And I'm like, "Nope."
What did she
So-
say? Was she just like, oh
I
no.
think she got used to it at that point, and she
Sure.
was kind of like, "Whatever." So that was. I came up with that plan. I think. Well, I was. Oh, I don't know if I should say this. Well, I won't say where, but
No, don't say where.
wasn't- Yeah, I
You
wasn't.
weren't of age.
Yeah, but yeah, that's how it happened.
That's okay. I think that's hilarious. I think that's if my kid came up to me and said, "Oh, look, I got a henna tattoo," I'd be like, "Liar!" Phil Zero has made me prepared for this moment.
Yeah, so any kids out there wanting a tattoo, you can use that
great idea.
strategy.
People still do henna, right?
I think so.
Like for fun, not for like religious purposes and things. They still do
Yeah.
it for fun, so it could work.
Okay, I've got a fun one here.
Okay.
I don't know if you skipped this one, but I really want to know your answer.
Oh God.
Okay, a band you hated for no reason.
Ooh, Metallica. Easy. I hated them for zero reasons.
Zero reasons.
I had a friend who was obsessed. You know those fans who are just like they won't listen to anything else. It's Metallica or nothing. Like
Yeah.
I had one of those friends and I was like, I don't like this band because of who they've turned you into. I was just like, I don't even want to listen to them. I don't want to know anything about them. And I feel bad because I've just started listening to Metallica. I'm like, they're not that bad. Like, they're not that bad. But yeah, I wish that wasn't the case. But it was just one of those friends who was just constantly obsessed and talking about them and just saying how this is the best music that's ever been made and you got to check it out. And I'm just like, no, thanks. Because I don't want to turn into you. I like having multiple bands that I love. And, I don't want to be in your cult, your Metallica cult. But I think that was just a one-off for him. I don't think Metallica fans are actually like that.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't even think about it that way.
It was a lot. I was just
Yeah.
like, no, thanks. I don't want to hear their music. I don't know. I feel like it's not a good vibe for me right now.
Yeah. Don't want to join the cult.
I don't want to join the Metallica cult. But honestly, like I've gotten a lot of like comments about Metallica and my reactions to them, and they seem like a nice fan base. So I'm like, sorry guys, like I should have listened to them earlier, but that one fan changed it all. Is there
Yeah.
one that like you just never got into or just never gave them the time of day and you're like, oh damn.
So I don't know. I've never hated any bands.
Yeah.
I'm not a hateful person. I've always had like a pretty holistic view of music, I
Yeah.
guess. Like, people can like whatever they want. I don't
Sure.
care. Like people
Of
have their
course.
reasons, none of my business.
Yeah.
Remember how everyone used to love to shoot like spitballs at Nickelback and Creed?
Yep.
And
Poor Nickelback.
and in the pop punk world, it was Simple Plan and Good Charlotte.
Yep. And I love
Like,
I love Good Charlotte. I don't give a shit what anyone says. I love Good Charlotte. They were
yeah,
fun.
I just never played into that narrative. Like,
Yeah.
it's music, it's art. It's not, it's literally fundamentally subjective,
Yeah.
right?
And it's funny how well all three of those bands did.
Yeah.
And it's just like how have we collectively come to hate Nickelback when they're like such a huge band selling out arenas? Like I don't get it. It's okay, Nickelback. We got your back.
I was always Team Nickelback.
You know what? I'm fine. I liked their music until I started hearing a lot of it and I was like, oh, it kind of all sounds a little similar, but I'm not going to hate on them. I'm like, why? I don't know them. I only hate on the bands who aren't nice to me. Still waiting for an apology, Billy Talent.
Oh yeah, your thing with them.
It's okay. I'm over it, I think.
I do want to give an answer though, so I'm
Yes.
not completely copping out. Okay, this is gonna be the one time I'm gonna be a neckbeard gatekeeper elitist.
Ooh, okay. I'm excited for this side of you.
Imagine Dragons. I
Mhm.
can't stand their music.
That's okay. That's okay.
Like they're good musicians.
Yeah.
The singers are good, and
Yeah.
like I'm sure they're good people.
Sure.
But their music is just so sterile. Like there's no
Yeah.
identity to it.
No.
It's like they took rock and just stripped off all the personality and edge and attitude.
Yeah.
And
I don't even consider them rock. Is that awful? I consider them very pop.
yeah, they make rock like songs for
Yes.
being in commercials and movies. And
100%. They are
sports
commercialized pop rock band.
You make me a believer.
so one of my kind of litmus tests to remove any biases whenever there's a song
Yeah.
I don't like. And I learned this in school, which is kind of a fun exercise to do.
Okay.
Which is whenever there's a song you don't like or an artist you don't like, like imagine if that song was performed by an artist that you do like. Would you then like the song? So
And
like
so for Imagine Dragons, none of their songs.
so
Work
I was
for you.
always thinking, I'm like, am I
Yeah.
just, being ignorant? I thought of similar artists, kind of, somewhat.
Sure.
I was like, okay, if this Imagine Dragons song was performed by Three Days Grace or
Yeah.
The Warning or whoever, I was like, would I then like it? I was just like, no,
The answer is still no.
no. It
That's a
sounds,
great way to put it, though.
yeah, I'm just like, I can't. I tried so many times
Yeah,
because there aren't many artists where I'm just like, I can't listen to them, right?
sure.
But Imagine Dragons, I just couldn't get into them.
I feel you.
Sorry
I
to
feel
any
you.
fans out
Eh,
there, but
you like what you like. You know, I actually went to see them live because one of my friends was like a huge fan. And I kind of was just at the concert going like, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And like I like maybe one or two of their songs, but I never really listened to them because I was just like, this is not really my vibe. But seeing them live, I was like, I'm at a concert right now and I'm not having fun.
if you
I was like, why am I here? I feel bad.
if you AI generated an alternative rock song, it would sound bang on like an
100%.
Imagine Dragons song.
100%. Okay, now we're just shitting on them.
I know.
Oops,
Imagine
sorry.
Dragons is watered down 3 Days Grace.
Ooh, burn. And I love 3 Days Grace. Like they're the best.
That was fun. That's the one time I'm gonna shit on a band.
That's okay. You know what? It's not like we're shitting on them personally. We're just shitting on the music. There's a difference, a big difference. We're sure they're nice.
Do you
you
want
know.
to shit on Machine Gun Kelly?
I don't even have time to shit on Machine Gun Kelly. Listen, I don't listen to him. And that's probably like the whole Metallica thing. It's just like you hear too much stuff and you just say no thank you, moving on. It's like a lot of bands, like One Republic. I'm not listening to them.
Yeah, One Republic's a good one.
You know?
Maroon 5 for me as well.
Yeah, no thank you. I don't know. There's just a lot of artists out there that I'm like, all of your songs are just sounding the same to me and I can't do it anymore.
They just sound like watered down versions of what their songs are supposed to be.
I thought you were gonna go, they just sound like watered down versions of other good bands. And I was like, he's going there, guys. He's going there.
Oh, wow, I didn't expect that rant to go
You know what?
on for so
Sometimes you
long.
just need to get it out of your system, and now you probably feel like 30 pounds lighter.
Yeah. But I mean, they're touring the world and
They're
selling
doing
millions of
great.
records, and I'm waiting for Amazon Prime Day to buy things.
100% stoked for Amazon Prime Day. Sometime in July.
I just wait for the email and it's
It's always in
okay.
July. I just wait for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, moving on to things you actually want to see. What's a band you want to see live that you haven't yet?
Architects.
Ooh. Okay.
I don't know why they never come to Vancouver, and their guitarist is from Vancouver as
Oh, that's
well.
just rude.
But I mean, I get it. The metalcore scene's not very big here, even
Yeah.
though Spirit Box is from here.
Yeah, I don't know. I've listened to a bunch of their songs and I like what I hear, but I haven't really gotten into them. So I need to listen to more.
Like, so much.
I need to listen to more of their music for sure. Because what I've heard, like maybe 3 songs, and I'm like, I like what I hear. But again, there's just too much music out in the world
Yeah.
right now.
The Holy Hell album.
The
That
Holy Hell
if you're
album.
gonna listen to, that's a good starting point. That whole
Okay.
album, that is in my top 5 albums of all time. For me.
What?
Yeah, I love that album. so
Holy,
much.
that says a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Holy hell, eh?
Sam Carter, their vocalist,
Mm-hmm.
he might be my all-time favorite vocalist.
Wow. Like I've heard Doomsday, but
Yeah.
that's it, I think, off that album.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's a good one.
All right. I see you.
And a big
All right.
part of it is like the vocal nerd in me, but
That's me
what,
too.
what he does is I've never really heard anyone else do it like him. That kind of scream singing thing he does.
Yeah, it's kind of like Courtney in Spirit Box. She can switch. It's like a switch she turns on and off.
Yeah.
She goes from vocals that are just so angelic and beautiful into her scream. And I'm like, how the are you doing that?
Yeah, that kind of pitch screaming that he does. Ollie Sykes kind of does it from
Yeah.
Bring Me the Horizon.
Can you fix the broken? Can you fix?
But Sam's
gonna-
is just, it sounds funny to say, but his screaming is so clean.
Nope,
it
that's
sounds
that
like
makes
he's
sense.
singing.
But
like
it's screaming.
all the notes that he hits with
Wow.
screaming. It's so good.
I think Bring Me the Horizon is the only band that I love where I actually prefer their music over the vocals.
Okay, I was never like I the songs I've heard from them I
Yeah.
liked, but I
Yeah.
don't know why. Just something just never really compelled me to check out more of
It's
them.
the vocals that are not
Yeah,
compelling you. I can tell you that
yeah.
right now because I've listened to every single album they have. And even from the beginning stages of when they were just screaming like gremlins, he has come a long way, but I think their music is so impressive. It's literally the only band I listen to where the music is so good that I have to just deal with Ollie singing. It's good, but it's not the greatest vocals I've ever
Yeah,
heard. But
I don't know what it is. Like everything I've heard from them has been good, but I just
yeah,
never felt that urge to listen to more of them. I'm like,
yeah,
the few songs I like from them is enough, I guess.
yeah.
I didn't even watch their set at when we were young. I saw,
Oof.
and no, that's not a jab, but
I was like, damn, who are you
Alkaline
seeing
Trio,
instead?
Alkaline Trio
Okay,
was playing at the same
that's
time,
fine.
so I saw them instead. Yeah,
Okay, that's done. That's good.
yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I think they're great and I think I'm glad I went through their albums because I found some gems in there that I don't think are necessarily singles. And I was like, wow, this has become like my favorite Bring Me the Horizon song. And yet it's like one of those random songs on the album that was like never had a music video or never had anything. So I'm like, oh, I'm glad I went through this. But when I got to their first albums, I was like, no, I'm good. Thank you. No, thank you. It was painful. It was a painful full album reaction.
Oh, this one's fun. Check your phone. What's the last song you listened to?
Ooh, I'll check. I'm on my computer anyway, so it all kind of meshes together. Oh, All That I've Got by The Used. Yeah,
Pretty
I think I was listening to that right before I started this Zoom with you, actually, because I just always have my Spotify going. Yeah, you?
the paradox.
The
Do me like
Paradox.
that.
And now I'm asking you, why you gotta do me like that? Gotta do me so bad.
The
Those guys
Paradox.
are so freaking cool.
What is the Paradox?
Oh, they're so cool. I just did a video on them yesterday.
Yes, I saw that
Yesterday, yeah.
populate on my. I was like, I don't know who they
And
are.
yeah, one of my viewers suggested that, and I listened to that song and I did the video on it, and I
Yeah.
couldn't stop listening to it.
Oh, no way. That's awesome. Like, what kind of genre are they? Because they look like rockers, like
Yeah,
punk rockers.
they're a pop punk band, like
Nice.
just straight up 2000s pop punk.
They look like children.
Yeah, they're like kids.
Oh my God.
So their story is friggin' wild. So I think they got big off of TikTok,
Okay.
and they only started the band last June.
Oh
So
my God.
it hasn't even been a year yet.
Good for them.
And they played When We Were Young. They played with Jack White, Lil Nas X, and Green Day.
What?
And they got a Fender endorsement.
Holy
Under
shit.
all under a year.
Oh my God. What am I doing with my life?
And when I found that out, I was kind of salty because I didn't know them, so I didn't see
Sure.
their set at When We Were Young.
Yeah.
But I was like, these kids are friggin' cool.
That's awesome. Okay, I'll definitely look into them because that's exciting. Wow, good for them. I love a success story, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
That's awesome. I want to be endorsed by Fender for doing absolutely nothing.
Right?
Let's see. What's a song you'd never skip, no matter what? Even if you were in the car and you just parked the car and it's still going, you have to sit there and wait for it to end because you just can't skip it or turn it off.
I mean, recently it's been pretty much anything that comes up by The Warning.
Understandable.
Since going on this kind of reaction journey with them, it's
Yeah.
like I can't not listen to their music like every day.
I know you get addicted. That's
Yeah.
like the way the Warning fans are. Like even on my Discord, if I see, you can kind of see what people are listening to, and it's just like the Warning, the Warning. I'm like, do you guys listen to anything else? They're like, no. I think you just get into that zone where you love it so much that you're just constantly on repeat. Like it's so
Yeah.
crazy.
It's nice at the gym sometimes where
Yeah.
like, okay, the song's coming up and I was about to leave, but now I need to stay and, stay on the treadmill a bit longer until the song's
Oh my
over.
God, that's the best. Yeah, no, I don't know. For the warning for me, like I love listening to their music, but if I'm not driving or I can't listen to them at the gym because I need like heavy metal to listen to at the gym
Yeah.
because I can't do anything else. Otherwise, I'm just so unmotivated because then I'll just start singing and dancing and nobody wants to see that. But I feel like with the warning, like someone can put it on and it makes me the happiest person in the world. But there's moments where I just can't listen to them because I'm like, nope, I need to focus on lifting this weight and I need like Courtney to scream in my face right now to like do it. But I totally get the vibe of what should we listen to? The warning. Okay, everyone's fine with that.
Yeah.
I have a band for you actually. This is a song I cannot skip. Even if it comes on twice in a row, I'll listen to it again and be happy to hear it again. But the thing is that, when you get your Spotify Wrapped and it tells you, your top 10 songs or whatever the case may be, I think within 4 months, it made my Spotify Wrapped and it made my top 6 song. And I'm like, I listened to that song way too much. Like, even the band was shocked that it
Okay,
made
who
my
is that?
top 10. So they're called Lastelle. The
I'm
song is
gonna write
called,
this down.
yeah, the song is called Breathe Me In. And
Okay.
I think you would really like it because the drummer is the vocalist, like the main vocalist, which is fun. He's got great vocals. There is like a screamy guy who his screams are fantastic. And then I believe I can't remember if it's the bassist or the guitarist, but he also does like background vocals. And them together is just ridiculous. But the most impressive thing is just how emotional their music is. Like if you listen to their whole EP, I call them like the UK version of Alexis on Fire.
Okay, they're a UK band.
They're a UK band, yeah. They have like I called the drummer Mike. I'm like, you are literally Dallas Green but British. And then there's Screamer. I'm like, you are literally George from Alexis on Fire. Like it's like I found the next best AOF band. But
Oh,
like
Alexis on Fire is so good.
they're so good. But I feel like this band, I think I'm falling in love with them more than I ever fell in love with Alexis on Fire, which is shocking because like
Okay.
the poster of Alexis
Yeah.
on Fire on my wall,
No,
for God's sakes.
yeah, I'll check them out for sure. Alexis on Fire was always one of those bands where I've never heard a band that was like them.
No.
Underneath the salvation sign.
They kind of blew up, of course, during that emo era.
Yeah.
But they didn't sound like any of those emo bands.
No, they did not.
Like it's kind of weird. They had like the emo elements, but it didn't
Yeah.
sound like any other emo song.
No, they are still very much in their own genre. Like
Yeah.
that's why, they have the whole thing like we're the only band ever because
Yeah.
they literally sound like the only band who does what they're doing. But no, I feel like Lastelle, like I wouldn't compare them like full musically to Alexis on Fire. It's a completely different thing. But I just get those characteristics like, oh, it's so nice to hear that influence because they are influenced by Alexis on Fire, which is amazing because they're from the UK.
Okay.
But you can hear the influence, but they have their own sound, but it's so melodic and beautiful. And then you have the screaming that's put into it. And it's just Breathe Me In. It just attacks your heart. You're just like, damn, this song is good.
Yeah, I'll check them out for sure.
Yeah, they're great.
People in the UK love Canadian bands.
They do.
I don't know what it is.
I don't know what it is either, but yet there's a billion bands in the UK I've never heard of.
Yeah.
And they're huge.
Like I know Sum 41, Billy Talent,
Yeah.
and Alexis on Fire. For
Yeah.
some reason, they're like big in the
Yeah.
UK. Yeah.
Alexis on Fire was just in the UK, like doing a tour. And those guys from Lastelle were like, we're going to go. I'm like, yes, go. I'm so happy for you because they're not playing here. Bastards.
Yeah.
They're literally in the city all the time. And I'm like, can you just throw a show here once or twice? Like, come on, guys.
Yeah, why don't they?
I don't know. They opened
Yeah.
for Blink and it was great. But I'm like, no, but I didn't want to pay this price ticket just to see Alexis on Fire. Like, just do a random show. Come on.
They're
Killing me.
playing at When We Were Young this year,
I know.
which is
That's gonna
I
be
was surprised to see
amazing.
them like in a good way.
Same. Yeah, I've just seen Alexis at every Toronto show they do. And that's where I got this. I went to their farewell tour. They're still here.
Yeah.
Yeah, they disbanded.
Oh, I didn't know that.
They did a farewell tour. And then me and my husband are big fans. So I'm like, we're getting VIP, we're doing meet and greet, we're gonna do the whole experience, we're gonna have front row, like, at this venue, whatever. And then obviously they got back together. And I'm like, farewell tour, huh, guys? Okay.
One of the
But it was
best.
because Dallas was doing his own thing and,
Yeah.
whatever.
One of the best concerts I've ever been to ever was Rise Against with Alexisonfire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rise
It
Against
was
is cool.
It was at one of these tiny venues in
Yeah.
Vancouver, and it was so awesome.
Yeah, my husband's a big Rise Against fan, so I've seen them a bunch of times. They're pretty good.
Me
They're a
too.
little preachy.
Yeah,
but
that's
they're
their
good.
that's their thing.
That's their
right?
thing. And I'm just
Yeah.
like, oh, you guys are chatting again? I'm gonna go get a beer.
Yeah.
What artist or band would terrify you to interview?
Oh, this was an interesting one.
Yeah.
I think it has to be The Warning, right?
I would
Like
be
I would
terrified.
like to chat with them, not
Yeah.
necessarily interview.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny. I've gotten so many messages saying I need to interview them
Same.
and talk shop.
Yeah.
And there were even people offering to like spam Rudy on my behalf. And I'm
Same.
like,
And I'm like,
don't,
no,
don't do that.
Don't do that. We will do it in our own time if it ever becomes an opportunity. We don't want people to hate us.
Yeah. But I think that would be fun because,
It would be so much fun.
yeah, I make a lot of guesses in my videos about their writing process and
Yeah.
like what their composition workflow is. And I
Yeah.
think that would be fun and
It would be nice to
interesting.
like break down, especially Choke, and walk through how that was written. Was this on purpose? Is the music supposed to build like this? Is it supposed to feel like this? Like, how did that happen? Like, I want to rip apart every song they've ever done,
Yeah, that would
especially
be
escapism. I want to know how escapism came to be and just everything about it. Like, I literally have every time I find a band that I love, I start writing down questions I have for them because who knows, fans could maybe answer it, or I could search on Reddit. With the warning, I have like a list of things I need to know that no one has answers to, and I'm like, I'm ready. Let's do it.
yeah, that would be fun.
It would be fun.
Okay, the kind of hurdle I'm trying to get over, like interviews in my
Yeah.
head, and I'd actually like to hear your thoughts on this.
Sure.
'Cause you've done a few interviews on your channel.
Yeah.
So when I hear interview, like the context immediately goes to like work. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it's because I've kind of seen a bit of the other side on this, like knowing some people in the industry. Like when an artist is scheduled for an interview, it's kind of like they're going to work.
Yeah.
Like we may not see it as the viewers, but the artist has to get into like this mental zone and
For sure.
have some answers ready and big smile, they're on camera, and it
Yeah.
becomes like it becomes a very transactional thing.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I just don't know if I could do that. Like I don't know if I want to do that.
I don't
Like,
blame you.
yeah, like if I were to chat with someone, I would want it to be, just
conversation.
a chill, casual,
Yeah.
kind of like what we're doing right now.
Yeah, and that's how I do all my interviews. I tell these bands, I'm like, this is just a hang session. I have questions. I want answers. I'm not giving them to you in advance. I want
Yeah.
I want real raw answers. This is more of a, and all of the chats I've had with, like, I've done an interview with Lastelle, and I think I was like babbling on about how much I loved Mike's voice. And I was just like, you don't realize how good you are. And he was just like turning red. And I was like, sorry, but like, I just, as a fan, I just want to talk to you about how this song was written, how it came to be, all of these things. And then we just started going off and talking about like aliens and things. So it's just, there was no plan. And that's kind of how I go in with my interviews. I just want to have a chat, want to get to know them, want to know like their history, want to know, what they're up to, what like musically, things like that. And then it's more just a free for all and just questions as a fan that I personally have. And it's not so much like the basics that you get in every other interview when
Right.
you watch like, oh, The Warning, I think, get asked about Rock Band every time
Yeah.
they do an interview. And I'm like, I vow to never ask them about Rock Band.
Yeah, I think that's kind of that pretense
It is.
wall that I'd like to break. Like if
Yes.
I were to ever interview anyone,
Yeah.
we're just a couple friends at the bar,
Just
just
hanging.
chilling. Yeah.
Oh my
It's
God, you
kind of
should do a
like,
series like Get Drunk with Phil, and then you
yeah.
just go to a bar with the artist and you guys drink and see what happens. It's kind of like, have you ever seen that Seth Meyers series where he gets drunk with Rihanna?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Best thing I've ever seen on YouTube, to be fair.
Yeah. That
Like
would be
the
funny.
best. So I would love to do that. Yeah. Take people to
Yeah,
a
it's
bar.
just I mean, I don't know what I can't speak for anyone else, but for me, like if I'm watching something, that's
Yeah.
way more interesting than like a scripted interview,
100%.
right?
I refuse to do a pre-planned scripted interview. You'll never see that on my channel. Even if someone asks me to do it, I'm gonna be like, no, I'm gonna go off the rails.
Yeah. It
Not
just
gonna
I don't
do
know,
it.
scripted interview just, you can have some talking points,
Of
sure.
course. Yeah.
But when everything's scripted, it feels it just feels like work, right?
Yeah. And
It's
it
like you're
feels,
doing a work interview or something.
yeah, and you're getting the same answers. And especially when I know I'm going to interview a band, and usually the bands I interview are up and coming, right? They're not huge bands. So it's not like the fans know everything about them. So it's fun to be like, what's the story behind the song? And then they tell you the story and you're like, holy shit, that's a story. Like Greywind told me so many stories of like what they went through to get where they were today. And I was just like, my face said it all. I was like, this really happened to you guys? Like, this is madness. They just went through so much nonsense with their label and everything. And now they're doing so well. And I'm like, see, that's all it took. Just do you.
Yeah.
They're
What about
very
you? Who would
pop
you want to
punk.
interview?
You know, I would love to interview, or I would be terrified to interview probably like the guy from Big Rock, Ian Thornley. I think I would be starstruck for the first time in my life. I wouldn't know what to say. I'd be like, hi. Because I just feel like he's like the Canadian Chris Cornell to me.
Yeah.
I think he has that much. He's so underrated, but I think his voice is absolutely phenomenal, but his guitar skills are mind blowing. And his like the Big Rex music really did change my life in the best way. Like I love all their albums. I literally have a Big Rex tattoo. And I think I've never met him in person, but I think I would just be like, how do you do the things you do? And that would be my only question. Thank you for joining me. Goodbye. But yeah, I would love to interview like Aurora, The Warning. There's so many bands I would love to just chat with.
Yeah.
But I would be deathly afraid to meet like an idol like Ian Thornley to me. I'd be like, I don't know what to say.
You see, you don't give off that nervous
Never.
energy. Like
I never
you,
get scared of meeting bands or meeting people I've listened to forever. I just act like my normal self. But when it comes to people who have really like, I don't know, I've looked up to for like so long, I think I would just lose my mind. I would just be like, I don't know I don't know what to say. Like I met Rain from Our Lady Peace and I was like in love with him back in the day. Like what girl wasn't? And I met him and I was completely like, I couldn't speak. And my sister was like, this is Ash. And I'm like, hi. But I was young, I was young. And I feel like
yeah.
everyone's nervous when you're young meeting, rock stars. But now if like I met someone like meeting The Warning was so nice. Like I wasn't nervous at all. I was like, hey girls, what's up?
Yeah.
How's it going? But yeah, I think it's just those people who are like icons to me and they say never meet your icons. So I'm just
Yeah.
probably never going to meet them just to stay safe.
Yeah, I'm just kind of socially awkward. It's like
That's
so
okay.
I get nervous, but I'm not nervous meeting them. It's like I'm
Mhm.
nervous. I'm getting anxious over how I present myself. So
Oh,
I get
okay.
nervous in like a weird way. The whole time I'm just like, okay, am I sounding stupid right now?
Yeah. I guess that's hard if like I don't know. I don't feel like I'm a socially awkward person. I'm either really quiet or I'm very like I'm around and I'm like, doing my thing. But it takes me a minute to kind of get comfortable. Like especially when I went to like Mexico and we had that like pre-meet and greet with, Jeremy and Jillian were there from music and then I was there and I had people going like hi and I'm like hi. But
Would
then
you
I warm up and I'm like I'm fine. But
would you say you're the same on and off camera?
100%. Yeah. My husband he doesn't watch my videos because he basically hears me filming them. So he's just like, wow, you're just being yourself out there, huh? And I'm like, am I supposed to like lie and tell people I like this song? He's like, no, but you're going to get a lot of hate. I'm like, oh, I don't care. It's really just, this is how I am. Like if we were to meet up, you'd get this from me. But if like I never knew you and this was my first time meeting you, I'd be a little quiet at first. And then I would just kind of feel how you are, like, you know, get your vibe and be like,
Yeah.
oh, he's cool. Okay, I can be myself. But I'm pretty quiet when people first meet me. But then if I know them and I've talked to them before, they just get this. I'm just Ash, you know?
Yeah, I think I'm the same. Like, I'm pretty quiet at first. I think I'm generally quieter off camera
Yeah.
because I'm like, I'm making a video. I have to say
To
things.
speak.
And no, I would say I'm pretty much the same. Probably quieter, kind
Yeah,
of a bit
which
more
is fine.
awkward. But yeah.
I would just be that person to be like, hi, how's it going? What's going on? And I
Yeah.
just break it out of you. Like I'm that person. And be like, what's going on?
Yeah,
Don't be
I
shy.
always wonder that with different YouTubers if they're the same on camera and off camera.
Oh, I bet there's some who are so confident speaking in front of a camera, but are so not confident being in front of people. So,
Yeah.
but I am 100% the same person. Probably it took me a long time to get comfortable in front of a camera than it is to be comfortable in front of people.
Oh yeah, I'm still uncomfortable in front of
Yeah,
the camera.
it takes a while. I don't think people realize that because it's just you're staring at this little black box and you're just like, hello, everyone watching, even though nobody's watching.
It's a lot of mental gymnastics to go through to
It
like
is.
make your headspace make sense.
Yeah, it's also even worse because now that I'm doing live streams on Saturdays, I'm filming while people are watching me film, and it's terrifying. And the amount of mess ups I do, I'm like, guys, I usually do not mess this up, but now I'm nervous because I know you're watching. Like there's 20 people on this live stream, which is not a lot, but it's enough that are watching me film my reactions. And I'm like, messing everything up. I'm like, I'm so sorry, you guys. But
Yeah,
yeah,
that's one of the reasons I have so many cuts in my videos because
same.
I trip over my words a lot and I'm just like bleh, and then I'm just like
So
okay,
many.
gonna say that again.
Sorry, Phil.
Yeah, no worries.
Ruger has to say hi in every video.
Yeah.
Every video. I need someone to find me an animator who can animate Ruger just plopping in on the screen. So it's like an alert, like Ruger's about to bark and ruin this for everybody.
Is he there?
Oh no, I told him to be quiet. So he
Oh,
listened.
I
Yeah.
totally didn't even hear him.
Oh, good.
I also realized I'm not wearing my headphones, so I hope I'm not getting any sound bleed.
No, you actually sound really good.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it sounds good. Well, like we were just talking about this, festivals. What do you prefer, a festival or like a venue? I guess it depends on the band or
Yeah,
the
I
festival.
mean, I think the obvious answer is like small venue to see a single band you're into, and
Sure.
festivals is like
Bunch of
nonstop
bands.
music for days and all
Yeah.
of the festivities. It's a whole different experience.
It
right?
is. Festivals are amazing. I wish there were more here.
Yeah.
I really wish I miss the Edge Fests, you know, when you had to go all the way to Barrie and do like those.
I was gonna say like I don't know how it is in Ontario, but here whenever we have music festivals, they're always in like weird
Oh, the
like
boonies.
yeah, they're always
Yeah.
out in like the middle of nowhere, and it's
Oh, yeah, same.
always like a thing to get out there.
Yeah, they basically did the same thing here. I'm trying to remember, like I know trying to remember that like big festival they used to do in Barrie, but you had like I had to drive like an hour and a half to get to this venue, which is just a big field where they did like all these rock shows and stuff. And I'm like, why are we here? We have options.
Yeah, there's one
Rent
of
a park.
it was funny because I saw a I'm gonna pull this up right now so I get
Yeah.
the name of the festival. Yeah, one of my friends is from Barrie, and I was asking him about this festival spot, and he's
Yeah.
just like, "Why the hell is the concert there?" And they had like pretty big artists go there, so I think it's like a thing.
Yeah, they did Warp Tour there. Like every time Warp Tour came to Toronto, it was in Barrie. And I'm like, oh, I got to take a go bus to Barrie because my parents don't want to drive me again. Is it the All Your Friends Festival?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah.
Who was that? Do you
Who was
remember
on
who was
that? I'm
playing
trying to
there?
Google it. Oh, so it was June 28th. Yeah. Rise Against was headlining, and Avril Lavigne was headlining the next day. Under Oath, Boys Like Girls, the Veronicas, the Starting Line, 4 Years Strong, Moneen. Oh my God, Moneen.
Okay,
Winona
that makes
Fighter, Faber Drive, and then
yeah.
Simple Plan,
Oh,
Reliant
Faber
K.
Drive's still around?
I know. Reliant K, the Red Jumpsuit Apparatus,
Yeah. Okay,
Ill
this makes sense.
Scarlet.
Yeah,
Crazy.
that explains why I was looking into this festival.
Yeah. I'm sure it was great.
Yeah.
Actually, sorry, this is happening this
Nope.
year.
Yeah.
Oh, this is happening this June.
Yeah.
Oh,
You want to
okay. I
go
thought
out to
this.
Barrie?
No, not for those bands. Plus, that's like my birthday weekend. There's no way in hell I'm spending it with them. I'm gonna actually go see USS for my birthday. I'm gonna
Oh,
do a
nice.
concert. Yeah, I just bought like 8 tickets, the maximum, and gave them to my friends. I'm like, this is what we're doing for my
Yeah.
birthday. Pay for your ticket. Don't buy me a present.
Yeah,
Let's go
decided.
dancing.
Are you okay? Mommy's gonna take you outside in minutes, okay? Don't look at me like that.
You're being a naughty dog. You're being a naughty dog barking. You always are barking. Always. Oh, you're a bad dog. Oh, you're a bad dog. Talking to my dog. I always talk. I don't know if it's a horrible thing to do, but I always look at him and I pet him and I like say it with like the highest pitched voice. I'm like, "You're such a bad dog," and he's just like, "Is that good?" He's sitting. When he wants to go out, he sits right next to my desk and just sits there and bats his eyes and looks like he's crying. And I'm like, "God, calm down. Here, bless you.
You
You're
have
gonna
two
be just
dogs?
fine." No, just one.
Just one?
Yeah,
Okay.
but he just sits there and stares at me like, "Hello," and I'm like, "I see you. You're fine."
I've got two, and it's kind of funny when I'm filming. I've kind of gotten into the routine where right after I'm done filming, I'll take them out for a walk, and
Same.
they kind of learned like when I'm almost done.
Oh,
and they'll
no.
start pawing at the door and stuff.
Yeah, I let Ruger in just because normally when I film, either people are sleeping or, Conrad's watching TV and he's going to want to come in and out anyway. So I just let him roam free, but then he barks and I'm like, every song, man.
Okay, should we rapid fire some questions?
Let's do it.
Okay, mosh pit or seat?
Okay, I can't rapid fire this one, but I have to say this. If it's not the front row, then I'm in the pit. You know what I mean?
Okay.
If it's a seat that's front row, I'm all for it, but I'd rather be in the pit. But I'm getting old, so I'll take that front row seat. You?
Yeah, for rock concerts, if like tickets are available and I can afford it, like floor,
Yeah.
always.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've only ever gone to one rock concert in my life. It was a Blink concert where I didn't have floor tickets, and that's only because they were reselling for like $1,000 a pop or something.
Yuck.
Yeah. Other concerts, it doesn't matter because I can't dance anyway. So I don't mind
Yeah.
floor for those.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, album cover you hate.
Oh, Freak by Silverchair, Freak Show. That is the horrible album cover.
Which cover was
It
that?
terrifies me. Oh, I wish I could share it with you. Yeah, just search for
I'll
it.
search it.
It's scary. And, it's one of those albums that I have wanted on vinyl because I love collecting vinyl of my favorite albums. But
Yeah.
every time I pull it out to spin it, I'm just like, oh. It's just this creepy little kid smiling. And I'm like, ah. It's just terrifying to me. And I hate it. And I wish it wasn't that, but it's fine.
Oh, that looks
I'll do-
funny.
It's funny, but it's just when you pull it out, you're just like, you never expect it. So you're just like, Jesus, the hell is this? You?
I know it's an iconic one,
Mm.
and they're trying to trigger people on purpose, but I don't know. It always gave me
Is it
the
Slipknot?
willies. No, it was Nirvana.
Ah,
Never
wait.
mind.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah,
Gave you the willies.
it gave me the willies.
That's fitting.
And yeah, they were doing it on purpose, of course.
Yeah.
Like it's Nirvana, right?
Yeah,
I don't know. It always made me cringe.
it's a little odd. Yeah, I get it. But great album.
Band hoodie or band tee?
Oh, hoodie all the way.
Really?
I'm a hoodie girl at heart. I'm always cold. I
Yeah.
wear hoodies in summer. I wear hoodies in Mexico. I
Yeah,
love.
we're in
my
Canada,
hoodies.
I guess.
I know. I think that's why.
Yeah.
You, I'm assuming, shirt.
No, tees. tees. Like 90% of my wardrobe is black band t-shirts.
Same, but mine is black band hoodies.
Yeah.
I need to figure out how to like, those people who make blankets out of like old clothing. I need them to take all my old band sweaters and make me like a giant throw blanket or something because I just have too many now. I don't know what to do with
That's
them.
so funny you say that. I was just talking to my wife about that. Just
Really?
our clothes are piling up and I'm like, some of these don't even fit us. Should we just
Right.
turn it into like a blanket or something?
Yeah, you should.
Yeah.
Especially if it's like, I don't know, I have like really old Linkin Park hoodies and like Finch hoodies and Killswitch Engage hoodies, like big rec hoodies. And I'm like, I don't wear them because they're kind of small.
Yeah.
I'm an adult now. I was like a child when I purchased these. And then some of them are too big for me because I used to buy oversized hoodies all the time. And now when I put them on, I just look like frumpy. So I'm like, what do I do with these? I can't throw out a classic minutes to midnight Linkin Park hoodie. Like I can't do that.
Yeah,
Like,
you
so-
got to turn it into a giant blanket.
I think so. I'm going to have to, but then you have to find someone you trust, because if someone steals all my band hoodies, we're going to have a problem.
Yeah. Can you sew?
No,
No. Me neither.
that's why I can't.
Yeah. I
Not
think
my thing.
my wife kind of can. Kind of can. That sounds weird.
It's probably not
But
good
yeah,
then.
she can kind of do it. I was like, is there a way to use like, that giant thread that people use?
Ah, yeah.
So it's like, it's not going to be completely like stitched tight, but
True.
I mean, that might be an easy way to do it.
True. I don't know. I would just love to make a blanket or even something I could like hang behind me as my background. It would just be a bunch of band hoodies, but like squares, It'd be like little records, but they're hoodies. What song lives like rent free in your head? Like what song just like the most random song pops in your head all the time? What is it?
If it's something I'm constantly listening to, then it'll always be there. We keep mentioning them, but it
It's
is
fine.
what it is.
It is.
Narcissista by The Warning.
That one just pops in your head.
Yeah, just all
Love
the
that.
time. Specifically the second verse. I have a thing for second verses.
Detrás de las cortinas ellos siguen hablando. Buenas intenciones siempre salen sobrando.
Apparently.
But yeah, the second verse of Narcissista, I think,
Okay.
is just so catchy. It's so good.
So good.
And yeah, that's the one that will just pop into my head
Yeah.
randomly.
I love that though. I wish the warning popped into my head randomly. I deal with like if I'm in a scenario where I end up being like, in a room by myself and I just look over at Ruger, I'll start singing All by Myself by Celine Dion. It's like my go-to song. Or if someone's like a friend's over and they're leaving and I just start singing Celine Dion all by myself. So that's like the number one go-to song. I'm like, oh, everyone's leaving. Then I just start singing Celine Dion.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Okay, we're gonna go down the villain road again.
Oh dear.
What song do you absolutely despise?
I don't know who it's by because I can't remember their name, but the Dance Monkey song.
They say, oh my God, I see the way you shine.
I can't fucking stand that song. And it's funny because I was scrolling on Instagram as I do, and someone said that Billie Eilish's song, I think it was Lovely, I could be wrong, surpassed that song in views or plays or something. And I was like, thank God. How is that song still like the number one most played song for whatever reason it was? I was like, God, this song is like so annoying. Like it was fine when it came out and I was like, oh, it's catchy, it's cute. But I'm like, if I have to hear this song one more time.
I didn't know that was a band. Like I thought it was like a DJ remix
Oh,
AI thing.
I think it's just a girl. I think it's just one person, to be
Oh,
fair. Yeah.
okay.
I'm not too sure,
I mean,
but
I don't know either, but
I
I
don't know.
thought I saw that it was a band. I could be completely
I could be wrong too. I haven't looked into them because I can't. It's too annoying. You?
There's one song I
I hope it's
think
not
I
a
just
song I
don't-
love.
I just don't like this type of music, but
Okay.
it's fine. Like
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I hate it, but whenever it plays, I'm just like, okay, it's this again.
Oh no.
That Lumineer song.
Oh, which one?
The one. You
Oh,
know
hey,
the one. Yes.
Ho.
Yes.
I belong with you. You belong with me. You're my sweetheart.
That's suitable. That's a
It's
suitable answer.
grocery store music.
It's just been so overdone. Like when it first came out, I was like, this song is actually cute. Like they're great singers, I think. And then everyone started covering it. Then it was in TV shows. Then it's in the grocery stores. And I'm like, I think it was in a car commercial, for God's sakes. And I was like, okay, we're done here.
I mean, there's always those songs that for no real reason just kind of pushes your
They
buttons.
just irk you.
Yeah.
That's like me with like any type of children singing. It irks me for some reason. I can't really get into artists when they're kids,
Okay.
like really young kids. I mean, like, before they hit like puberty. Like I can tell they're children singing and it irks me. I'm like, oh, they sound good, but they're going to be so much better when they're older. When their voice actually comes into adulthood and they, have a lot of practice. But I don't know what it is. Like, I think if I found The Warning when they were younger, I would have liked them, but I wouldn't have continued listening to them.
Right.
And I think I'm really glad I found them when I did, because I can go back and hear their older stuff and be like, oh my God, this is so good for like their age, but even better than I expected from kids that age. And if I heard them covering Metallica as kids, I would probably have been like, oh yeah, that was cute. And then I moved on,
Yeah.
But the people who stuck by them after that cover, kudos to you.
Yeah, totally.
Because that's epic. I didn't get to hear it back then, so I found it later in life, but I think I found them at a good time. Better than never.
I've got one more for you.
Ooh.
I don't know if you know this song, that Paris Hilton song. Stars,
like,
stars
even though the
are-
stars are crazy, even
Yes.
though the stars are blind. Yeah, that song's awful.
Even though the gods are crazy, even though the stars are blind.
I don't know why my wife likes that song. That is the one song I will not allow
Got
in
it.
the car.
Got it. You're
Like
like,
you
that's
want to listen to
banned.
pop, you want to listen to Bieber, reggaeton,
Okay, so you
whatever.
have some
Everything's
band music.
fine.
Got
But
it.
that one Paris Hilton song,
Yeah.
I'm just like, I can't.
I get
can't.
that. I'm like that with my husband because when he drives, it's his music. When I drive, it's my music, and we have separate cars, right?
Yeah.
But my husband has a bass problem. Like he needs bass, and I mean,
Yeah.
like I wear earplugs when he drives. Like I pop in my earplugs. I'm like, let's do this. We're going on a road trip, like whatever. And his bass is booming, and I'm like, as long as you don't play like 50 Cent, I'm happy. I like. Don't get me wrong, 50 Cent has some bangers, but it's too much for me at this point. My husband overdoes it, and I'm just like, I can't listen to gangster rap shit right now. Like this doesn't make me happy being in your car. So I get it. You have to have boundaries when you're
Yeah.
listening to music with your significant other, for sure.
Yeah. Very
Stars are blind, understandable.
Yeah. Stars Are Blind, that Lumineer song.
Yeah.
Can't do it.
Oh my God, you need to make a playlist and share it with everyone of all the songs you're not allowed to play with Phil Zero in his car.
I would listen to Imagine Dragons and Maroon 5 way before those songs.
Wow.
They-
That says a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. Those songs are just nails on a chalkboard for me.
I get it. That's like Dance Monkey for me. If someone plays it, I'm like, nope. Next. It just irks me. Sure, she's wonderful. Or they. I don't know. I don't know if they're a band or a person. Okay, I have to ask, I think this probably will be our final question, but I need to know the 5 albums you're taking on the deserted island. And I prepped you for this because I wanted you to have time to think.
Yeah, this one was actually hard.
Yeah.
Because
It's a hard one.
I think we were chatting a bit about this online. 'Cause
Yeah,
we were
you
like,
mentioned one. I'm not going to spoil it, but I was like,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
Did I mention one?
I think
can't even remember
in
what
this
I
video,
said.
you mentioned one.
Okay. Was
So
it?
that might
yeah.
be one.
Yeah, Holy Hell Architects for
Yeah,
sure.
Okay.
I think it'll be Take Off Your Pants and Jacket by Blink.
Okay.
The Warning's Error.
I'm surprised it's not Keep Me Fed.
I mean, of what I've heard so far.
Sure. I know,
like
you gotta
both,
get into
but
all of it.
I think Error, fits my vibe a bit better.
Yeah. See, I am a Keep Me Fed girl. So
Okay.
yeah, I get it. But Era was great.
Yeah.
I love that album too.
See, I've got 3 kind of rock albums already.
You have to have
Stranded on a
some
deserted
variety.
island. You
Throw in some
probably
Central
want.
C in there.
Yeah.
Just like think of your mood on a deserted island. You're gonna have those moments of like calmness. You're gonna have those moments of like, I'm gonna lose my mind.
Yeah.
So rock can all do that for you. I feel like rock can cover all of those emotions. Just depends on the album.
Probably a John Mayer album.
Okay.
No,
Give
Room
you
for
those slow
Squares.
vibes.
Yeah, Room for Squares or Continuum.
Continuum's pretty good.
Yeah. I think I liked Room for Squares more.
I don't know if I
Like,
heard all of
I mean,
it. So
they're completely different.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Room for Squares and
Okay.
fuck it, Sum 41. Does this look
Wicked.
infected?
I think you're gonna have a fun time on that island.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
Okay,
one was
your turn.
this one was really hard. And I think a lot of people would be shocked that I don't have the Warning or Aurora on this list. And it's not that I wouldn't want them there.
You got to think about your
I got to think of longevity.
yeah.
And I thought about this really long and hard because I have certain albums and certain songs that I could just loop for the rest of my life and I would never get sick of them. So I had to go with that.
Okay.
And there's variety too, which is nice. So
Yeah.
my first one is City and Color sometimes
Yeah.
because I need that acoustic, chill vibe to get me into a calm, collective mood when I'm stuck all by myself. And Dallas Green just puts me in a good mood. So that's a no-brainer. And that album is flawless from start to finish. And then obviously I need a Big Rack album because I need Ian Thornley to keep me sane, to sing me, those songs,
Yeah.
get me in that nostalgia era. So In Loving Memory Of, which was their first album. Lastelle's Delicate EP.
Okay.
I can't decide between that EP or their new EP exists, so I'm going to choose their new one because I think it's better.
You're
But
speaking really highly of Lastelle. I really need to check them out.
they're like my favorite band right now.
Okay.
And they're touring like the UK. They're not coming here anytime soon. Like they're still up and coming, but they're so good. I think they just did Download Festival or are doing Download Festival. And that's pretty impressive. So they're getting somewhere.
Yeah.
But I definitely
like Download's
love their
huge.
sound. Yeah, it's huge. Even though they're like little tiny font, they're still there.
Yeah.
So they're doing well for themselves. So another one I think people would be surprised of is Khalid, his album Sun City. I just think Khalid is the best R&B vocalist I've ever heard in my life. And the way he plays with music and his vocals are astounding. And so his song Motion is like one of my favorite songs I've ever heard in my whole life. And it's just a vibe. So if you haven't heard of Khalid,
Yeah, I know a couple songs from him. I haven't
Yeah.
heard any. Like I've heard like his hits, and
Yeah.
that's about it.
yeah, his
Is that
album,
his? How many albums has he had?
I think
Wow.
like 4, maybe
Okay.
5. I think that maybe 4 at this point. Not sure. Could be 3. But I know Sun City, like, I know he's had like, Young, Dumb, and Broke and all that stuff. That's not really my vibe. This album, Sun City, was so good.
Okay.
And I just loved it. And then my 5th would be Linkin Park's Hybrid Theory. Like, I can't live without that album.
yeah.
It's always going to be my favorite Linkin Park album.
Is that your all-time favorite?
Linkin Park? Not all time ever in my whole. I can't choose one. That's for sure. But
Yeah.
definitely my all time favorite Linkin Park. I don't think anything will ever top it.
Yeah,
Even though
choosing your favorite album of all time is like choosing
impossible,
your favorite kid.
right? I'm so glad I only had one, so it's easy to choose. Sorry, Ruger, you're my kid too. He just looked at me like, I'm like, sorry. No, but yeah, that's a hard thing to choose your 5 albums you're gonna take with you. But I'm very confident in that list that I'd
Yeah.
be very happy on my deserted island.
Yeah, I think it's kind of whatever comes to your mind when you're asked
Yeah.
the question. It's like that's probably the right answer.
Yeah. But the thing is I think of it as this. I'm like, here are the albums that I want to actually listen to. But like, you bet your ass I'm going to be on that deserted island screaming the lyrics of Narcissista. Like I can sing the albums by myself. I don't need to listen to them. I got this. I'm a super fan. I know all the words. So it's just like, these are the albums I would actually want to hear, but I would be singing songs like a psychopath, like of so many bands. So the music's still technically there.
Okay, I do have one more question, and then
Okay.
I think we'll wrap it up. This is a YouTube question, and I'm
Okay,
actually
great.
interested in what your process is. But do you watch your own videos after you upload them?
No. I feel like you kind of have to watch them to edit them, and that's enough for me. You know what I mean?
Right.
I know what I'm saying. I know what's happening. I've edited it to be comfortable with it. And then once it goes up, I'm never watching it again unless I can hear my husband watching it. I peek in. I'm like, hi, I'm going to stay in here. It's just weird. It's a little awkward
Watching
watching
yourself.
myself. I'm still not used to that. Especially when people send me like pictures of their TVs and I'm on their big screen. I'm like, whoa,
Yeah, that's still
that's a lot.
yeah.
I'm like, minimize that shit. But yeah, no, I've reacted to one of my reactions, which was really fun. I reacted to my first The Warning reaction because people thought it was, a clever idea. It's like, oh, I've been doing like 100 The Warning reactions here. Let's react to my first one I ever done. And it was funny just seeing how much of a fan I am now to not knowing a single thing about them. And I kind of forgot how I reacted. And that whole video was basically me finding them, but also realizing in 2 weeks they were going to be in Toronto. So I was like, do I buy a ticket? Do I not buy a ticket? And I'm yelling at myself, buy the ticket. So it was kind of fun to react to it. So I highly suggest down the line, react to your first reaction because it's pretty neat.
Yeah, that's a good idea. That could be funny.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's just a little funny when you look back, you're like, wow, I did not know shit about this band.
Yeah, that's literally, I hate watching my own videos.
Yeah.
I don't even like editing.
I don't like editing either. I kind of pretend that I'm editing for someone else. I'm like, I don't know who this person is. And I'm just making them sound better and taking out all the ums and what like weird facial expressions where I'm trying to think of something.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, this looks nice. Send it in. That's why I can't trust anyone to edit my videos.
Me too.
No.
It's like,
I get asked
I know
all the time.
If you're going to need to free up time, you're going to need an editor at some point, right?
I just don't trust anyone to edit my videos to make it come across a different way. I want it to be authentic to me. And I feel like, if I'm reacting to something, it's my authentic reaction. But if they were to keep in things where I'm just like thinking and I'm like, well, no one wants to see that, or do they? I don't know. Yeah. But I just feel like they won't do it justice for me. And I'm going to be like, ooh, I hate this reaction. And then I'm going to end up deleting it or something. I've had one person edit something for me just to see how it would go. And I was like, no, thank you.
No, didn't work out.
I was like, this is just not my vibe. I need to zoom in onto my face when I want to zoom in onto my face. I want to make that weird face and it just goes.
Yeah.
I just want silly moments like that. They're going to edit out all of Ruger's barking. I'm like, no, that's what makes it authentic.
It's funny.
Leave his barks in. It's funny. And the bloopers and all that stuff. So I don't know. I'm not there yet.
I think at the very start, I had to rewatch my videos because that's when I was still learning how to use lights and learning how to edit and stuff. That's why in my first few videos, the audio was so shitty and my face looked like I was using one of those cringe Facetune filters.
Oh no!
Because I didn't know how to use lights.
I feel like your first video was way better than mine. So you're
really,
dude. I'm gonna send you a link after this and be like, this is the first video I ever did. You're gonna be like, where are you?
Watching my first couple videos because I was trying to check how I had the lighting and the color grading and stuff. And I think I just didn't know how to use lights. So I was trying to crank up the colors and stuff in post. And it just looked awful.
Yeah, that's one thing I don't do is I don't edit my videos once, color-wise, brightness, nothing like that. I leave it as is.
Yeah.
I just find that my ring light has been my ring light forever. And that's why I normally don't wear glasses when I film because you can see my ring light.
Right.
But sometimes I'm just blind and I need them. So people have to deal with it. But I just feel like I don't have time to edit the actual look of me. I just want to edit what I'm saying. And I think that takes up a lot of time. So if you can find good lighting, you're golden.
Do you catch any of the habits you have?
Oh, God. Yes. I say more than I thought I did.
Oh, me too.
I literally went to high school with a teacher who would snap that ruler on our desk every time we said the word where it took that word out of my vocabulary for years during high school. But now when I look back, I'm like, see, I'm already saying it. I don't even realize it. And then I go in and I edit some of them out.
Oh, yeah.
It's extensive.
I
don't want to sound like a Valley girl.
I used to do that. I used to cut out every single one. And I'm just like, this is too much.
No, you can't cut them all out.
Yeah. And it starts to sound unnatural when you cut too much.
Yes, no, you can't.
Yeah. I say so much.
And
yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
The things I really want to stop, and I don't know if I can, it's kind of just ingrained in me.
Yeah.
I look up a lot.
Yeah.
Whenever I'm thinking, I do this a lot.
But I don't
And
think
it's
that's a
funny.
bad thing
Yeah,
because
it's
where else are you supposed to look? You're supposed to stare at the people watching you. Like, let me think about this for a
yeah.
second.
I look up a lot when I'm thinking, and I get some
Yeah.
comments that are just like, "Is there a spider up there?"
I have a problem looking into the camera lens. I find that I don't connect with my audience as much as I should. I'm always
Yeah, that's
looking
always a weird one.
this way.
Yeah, because I've got the video
Yeah.
here, I've got my volume levels and stuff on
Yeah.
my screen, but I'm also trying to
Yeah, because my
adjust the
camera is here,
Yeah.
but my monitor's over here. And so everything I'm reacting to is here, which is fine. But when I'm talking to the camera, I'm like, I just
Yeah.
end up going back over here to like doing what I'm doing and I'm not connecting, which I should. I'm really sorry.
Yeah. And the talking hands, that's
Yeah.
something I'm really trying to. I move my hands so much.
Really?
So
I
I'm
didn't
like,
even notice.
Yeah, I'm like, I should do a video where I'm just sitting on my hands and I can't move them.
You should do a video of all your videos where you're moving your hands and just put like a song behind it and it'll look like you're dancing.
Yeah. I don't even notice I do it until I'm editing. And
Yeah.
I'm like, sometimes I want to crop the
Oh
bottom.
my God, now I'm going to be so self-conscious. I've never noticed if I'm a hand talker, but I don't think I am. I think
Oh.
I'm pretty chill. Like I don't really move a lot. I do like move cross my legs a lot and I move and I squeak my chair and I mic bump a lot.
Oh, yeah.
My Twitch subscribers love to take shots every time I mic bump and I'm like, well, sorry, like it's an accident. Just shot.
Yeah. Because
It's
like
so
you
bad.
need this close enough so
Yeah.
that it picks up, but when you move, you always bump it.
Exactly. And I'm in a very tiny space and I don't think people realize that. Like I'm in my bedroom in the corner
Yeah.
and I have like the only thing that's in here is my bed and my record collection. Like that's it. This room is tiny. So I'm like, I can't like to get out of here. I have to like scoot like this.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like you hear a mic bump, I'm sorry. That's
Yeah.
life. I'm not in a studio. I'm not fancy yet.
Me too. This whole setup's in the very corner
Yeah.
of my office.
It's because you kind of just like this is where I work from home. Like this is where I do my actual job. This is, where I do all my editing and everything. And it's a great little nook, but it's claustrophobic and I just need to get out of here after a couple hours. I'm like, I gotta go for a walk to get out. And then the lights and it's just a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, are you gonna like change any of your background or add any, band stuff? I feel like I could see you doing that.
Yeah, I probably should. So this isn't staged.
No.
This is just how my office always was.
Yeah.
And
I like it though.
I've been thinking about adding some stuff, but I have the framing of kind of my screen like perfectly made.
Yeah.
Just because I'm in this spot where there's nothing here. I usually have my guitar there.
Yeah.
So I feel like if I have like a lot of stuff, it might be distracting. but
Sure.
I don't know. That's just me.
I like my stuff.
Yeah.
But then it's funny if you turn my camera, like there's my wall.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like this is like my background is literally just here for my background. Like there's no background over there.
Right.
It's just this corner of soundproofing to make it sound better for the audience.
Yeah.
So, but I started
Kinda-
off with a blank wall.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
went
And
from
you just
there.
added stuff as you went on.
Yeah, I wanted my Alexisonfire thing, and then so many things just started adding up. Like I always had like my books and stuff and my vinyl, but then I was like, oh, I have my Linkin Park thing, the warning sign thing, and then all this stuff just kept piling up. And now I have like the warning up there and Aurora up there, and they're signed, and I'm like, I like them there because it works with my channel, but it's a lot of stuff. I gotta
Yeah.
make it prettier.
Kind of funny. As soon as I've got everything arranged perfectly to be in this frame,
Yeah.
because as soon as I turn it, whoops, I'm turning the wrong camera here. I thought I was turning. As soon as I turn this, there's all my
Oh, yeah.
junk.
Yeah, that's normal. That's normal. Like my desk is a goddamn mess right now, but no one has to see that. I just have stuff everywhere. Like my daughter's stuff, there's toys, my lunch is still sitting here because I just had lunch before this. I'm like, this is a disaster, but it's fine. No one needs to see this. That's what behind the scenes are for.
Yeah. Cool. So what do you think? Should we wrap it up there?
Yeah, I think we're good. I can't believe it's
Yeah.
4 o'clock. I had a great time.
Yeah, it's 1 here.
Oh my God. Yeah. Lucky you.
Yeah.
Still have a whole day ahead of you. I
I
have to
know.
walk the dog and go get my kids, start dinner, all that good stuff.
Yeah. So awesome chatting with you again.
Same. Pleasure.
Yeah. We should
It
do
was
this
so
more
good to
often.
catch up. I'm ready. I'm here.
Yeah.
I just have to align like schedules and because of our time difference and we're good to go.
Yeah, if anyone has any questions you'd like to ask Ashlena, drop them below.
Ditto for you.
Yeah,
I'm sure
and
they
of
have
course-
tons of questions for you.
And of course, I'll link Ashlena's channel below and all
Thanks.
that good stuff. Cool. So enjoy the rest of your day.
Same to you. Bye.
See you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. I
Are you
think
like
we're
an
the
avid
same.
gym
We're the
goer?
same age-ish.
You're probably younger than me, right?
I can't remember.
That's okay. It's because you're a millennial. We don't know how old we are.